Hello everybody, Washu here, and welcome to Daisuke, the Adonis, a game not by Charon, but whose artwork is done by Charon. I really should have probably looked up who the creator was. I will put it down below. And a good grief. Look at the assets to this game, you know? Let's just I figured out how to put my mask back, by the way. Let's do this. Oh wait, no. You are the class president. You are a human being with a strong sense of justice. While investigating the case of a missing classmate, you came across a girl. You are going to visit her house to talk to the girl. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. What? Already? Oh my goodness. Okay, had a massive recording failure. Trying this again. Hello, and I couldn't figure out you're supposed to click on things because I was being stupid. Welcome, thanks for coming. Is it hot outside? Who's talking to me right now? I've turned on the air conditioning, so come on in and cool yourself off. Alright. Okay. This room, please. That's my own room, you see. I'd be embarrassed if anyone saw it. Please, don't look. Okay, I won't, I promise. Well, feeling cooler now. That is a persistent bird outside. You told me at school that you were coming to my house today, so I made sure to prepare properly. The weather forecast said that it would be very hot today. I knew you'd come in all sweaty. Feel free to leave your stuff on the sofa over there. Why don't you take a seat on that chair? Okay. Well then, I know why you've come here today. What should we talk about? Feel free to talk to me about anything. Okay. Are we flirting? I'm in a flirty mood. I just got done playing a different game where I was flirting. But you have to hear me out to the end. No turning back, okay? It's going to be a long story. Is that okay with you? Oh, sure. I got everything prepared. I say. Understood. I'll tell you. Everything. All of a sudden, I found somebody I liked. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? I already told you. There's someone that I liked. Sorry. If I were to ask you to come to my house and then immediately say something like this, you'd be baffled, wouldn't you? I'm so sorry. I'll serve you something right away. Oh, okay, we're looking at her. This is real time. This isn't a flashback. Would you like some coffee? I don't want anything from you, psychopath. Or black tea. Japanese tea? I've got everything. Say something like super pretentious, like, I want some, does anyone remember the energy drink Buku Bite? It is an expired energy drink. Not expired like they stopped serving it, but it was my favorite one. If anyone knows what Buku is, I know I've brought it up before. This is what I would ask for. As for me, you might be able to tell, but I drink all sorts of tea. Come to think of it, I also have juicu. Huh? You don't want it? Is that so? I understand. That's too bad. Let's get back to the story, shall we? Right. I was talking about the person I liked. Yes, that's right. There's someone that okay, I get it, you like him. What about him? Tell me everything. That guy could do anything, and everybody trusted him. He's just the kind of guy who's popular with everyone. The thing that sparked my love was just a small thing. But, to me, it was a very important thing. although I'm sure you wouldn't understand. But it doesn't matter what started it all. What's important is that I liked him, and that's all. What is a small thing that you liked about him? Does he have dimples? Do you get it? You get it, don't you? I'm sure that you've fallen in love at least once in your life, too. But, you know, for me, this was the first time I fell in love with someone. My first experience. At first, I was confused. This feeling I felt for the first time, I didn't know how to deal with it at all. But I became more and more comfortable with it, and my heart was filled. This is what it means to fall in love with someone. I learned this for the first time. How wonderful, isn't it? How precious it is to fall in love with someone. Aw, high schoolers. Is that so? My feelings. Did you understand them? I guess. I'm so glad. But my love ended just like that. Kazuma-kun had someone he liked. It's not me, you know. Even you should know that person. Yes, that's right. It's Hiyori-chan. They're saying names like I know who they are. In our class. No, probably the most beautiful person in our year. And furthermore, she gets good grades. And has a good personality, that Hiyori-chan. The complete opposite of me. A bright and lovely person. She's truly a perfect match for Kazuma-kun. Compared to her, I didn't have a single good point. I'm not as good looking, I'm reserved, and a little shy. The only thing I can beat Hiyori-chan is at studying. And there isn't much point to it, is there? If studying could grant you love, the most prestigious universities would be full of couples by now. So you killed her? She killed her, didn't she? I've gone off topic. Shall we return? One day I happened to find out that Kazuma-kun liked Hiyori-chan. And again, Hiyori-chan also happened to find out that Kazuma-kun liked her. Oh, it's perfect. That day, I cried. You bitch! I had no intention of confessing, but I was still heartbroken. It was the first time I cried so much. That's how much I liked him. But at the same time, it couldn't be helped. I convinced myself. I'm a bad girl. Hiyori-chan's a good girl. It's really as simple as that. An easy equation. A week later, Kazuma-kun and Hiyori-han started going out. You also knew that they had that kind of relationship, right? As for me, I blessed them with all my heart. No, I'm not kidding. All right. Because Hiyori-chan is my precious childhood friend. Oh my god, we're getting layers. And by the way, so is Kazuma-kun. Huh? How unexpected, you say. Now that's pretty par for the course with these types of love triangles. You're the side girl from childhood. And he's got a better one he's going after. I'm sorry. It's like every anime. I'm not surprised. I don't talk with the two of them as much at school. I don't talk with the two of them much as school. You talk to school a lot? But I talk with them a lot outside of school. Hiyori-chan and I are next door neighbors. And we've been together since kindergarten. Just like in a manga, we can see each other's rooms through our windows. Isn't it amazing? You'll see if you go to my room. But I'm good for now. It's a little messy, so I don't really want people to see it. It's messy with her brains splattered everywhere. I'm using her skin as bed sheets. As I was saying, Hiyori-chan and I were the best of friends. We talked a lot at night. One day, I received a love consultation. That's when I learned that Hiyori-chan liked Kazuma-kun. I liked Hiyori-chan too. Oh, like bi? So I didn't want to take away her happiness. I don't think so. I think just friends. It's a pity. The Yuri path has been removed. No matter how you look at it, Hiyori's a better match for him than I am. So I took a step back, and even if I hid it from that girl, she would see through it. One day I was going home with Hiyori. She suddenly asked me, "Oh no. Hey, do you like him?" I was shocked. I've been trying to hide it from you for so long, but my best friend saw right through it. That's amazing! I was really surprised. So I said this. No, I don't really like him. I lied. The truth was, I was madly in love with him, but that was all I could say. When I said this, she cried and hugged me. I'm sorry, thank you. I love you. That girl apologized to me. That was enough. You'd better say those words to him, not me, no? I laughed and hugged her back. By the way, this was 5 days after they started dating. She's blonde, too. From then on, I did various things for the two of them. In return, for the love that I wasn't granted, Hiyori-chan's happiness would be my happiness. Thinking that even someone like me could be saved. She's trying to be the side bitch, you know it. I like Hiyori-chan very much. Oh, as much as I like Kazuma-kun. Very, very much. I love you. Sometimes I consult with Hiyori-chan, and sometimes I listen to Kazuma-kun. Sometimes the three of us would go out together. Oh, cool. We did many things together. I was happy. Those were precious days. The time spent with the people I love was irreplaceable. Okay. There we go. All right. I just noticed, there's no save function. That's terrifying in these games. But that all fell apart one day. It was about a year after they started dating. That day, I saw it. Kazuma-kun was going home with a woman who is not Hiyori-chan. And just like that, they entered a shiny, glittering building. I was terribly calm, as if cold water had been poured on me. As in, you could put ice cream in my mouth and it wouldn't melt. You could put a popsicle in my... I think I probably had a very bold expression on my face. My emotions went for a spin. Deep down, I felt like throwing up. At that moment, what was positive became negative. Just like that, our daily lives were broken. And so you showed him forgiveness. You had an emotional arc where you completely forgave him, kissed and huggled, and then went for the Yuri route. Good job, Kyoka. Kyoka, whatever your name is. I'm sorry. That must have been a bit tiring. I'm gonna leave now. Wouldn't you like to have a drink? Stop offering me a drink. No, I'm not drinking anything that you put in the cup, unless you drink it first. Actually, today, I made some tomato juice. I was wondering if you'd like to have a little taste. Ah, is that so? Thank you very much. Then, I'll grab it for you. Yeah, that's definitely not their blood. 100% is tomato juice. No blood in there. Here you go. I don't know if it's to your taste. How is it? Is it delicious? It tastes a little like iron. Does it? That's strange. I wonder why. Sorry, I'll get you something else. Ah, you don't need to force yourself to drink it. Eh? You'll drink it all since you said you'll try it, is it? Hee hee. Thank you very much. I'm so glad. You're such a kind person. Really, such a good person. Hee hee. Did she drink it? Did we watch her drink any of this? Well then, shall we continue with our talk? From that day on, our daily lives were broken. Kazuma-kun was cheating. I can't forgive him. Because he's cheating, he already had Hiyori-chan, but he was messing around with other women. Eh? You can't believe it? Was Kazuma-kun really that kind of man? Yeah, Kazuma-kun isn't such a person. He's a very, very kind person. He's not the kind of man who would betray someone. You don't really get it? That's okay. You'll understand soon enough. Let's continue. When I found out about it, I really couldn't forgive him. When Hiyori-chan found out about this, I wonder what's insufficient about me. She said that in a positive way. So I said to her, you should break up with that person as soon as possible. Then Hiyori-chan said, such a thing, I can't do it. Hiyori-chan was pure, noble, and fully trusted Kazuma-kun. In that sense, I was the very same way. I believed that he couldn't be this kind of person. I wanted to believe in him too. I wanted to be some kind of misunderstanding. So, I thought. So for her sake, I went to Kazuma-kun to tell him to stop cheating. But that too was completely pointless. When I went to Kazuma's place, I had an argument with him. I said a lot of terrible things to him. He said a lot of terrible things to me. We remained at odds, and with no end in sight, I decided to leave for the day. The next day, Kazuma-kun and Hiyori-chan broke up. He told her that he was leaving her without any room for discussion. Because of that, Hiyori-chan was broken. If a piece of glass breaks, it can't be put back together. Nothing can be done about it once it's broken. But you knew about that already, didn't you? She was very depressed at one point, right? Everyone in class was asking what was wrong. You've heard about it too, haven't you? Class president. Don't tell me you've forgotten. I consoled her. Always, always. I was there beside her to fill her empty heart. A week after they broke up, I went to Kazuma-kun's lover's place. Who do you think it was? It was a senpai 1 year older than us. Sheena senpai. Did you know? She was the manager of the soccer club Kazuma-kun belongs to. She's really popular in school too, that person. As a result, I learned something new. Kazuma-kun was being threatened by Sheena senpai. She got a hold of his weakness. Everything about him. Everything about Hiyori-chan. Things that if it got out would be very bad. A dangerous weakness. What could it be? What's his weakness? Break up with your current girlfriend and go out with me. Yes, that's what Sheena senpai said. If you do that, I'll keep my mouth shut, she said. Kazuma couldn't go against her. He had no choice but to obey. The bad guy wasn't Kazuma-kun, it was Sheena senpai. Oh god, what's his secret? What's his secret that would ruin him? He likes shoujo manga. Now you understand what I meant earlier, don't you? As you know, Kazuma-kun isn't that kind of person. He was always the way he was. When I found out, I knew I had to tell Hiyori-chan about it as soon as possible, because I'm sure she'll be glad for that. That's why I tried to persuade her. I tried to persuade Sheena senpai to stay away from Kazuma-kun. And then Sheena senpai listened to me. When I talked to her, she was actually very understanding and a nice person. But Sheena senpai stopped coming to school the next day. It was the talk of the school, wasn't it? I heard the police are working on the case, but they haven't found her yet. I wonder where she went. What's wrong? Your face is all pale. Would you like some tea? Ah, so you don't need it. Is that so? All right. Let's continue then. But man, oh man, do I want some more of that delicious tomato juice. Fill her up. I'm sure you've got more. The day after Sheena senpai disappeared, I went to Kazuma-kun's place. The reason, of course, was to make up with him. I said a lot of terrible things to Kazuma-kun. Kazuma-kun said a lot of terrible things to me. So, we're going to make up. Because I'm the one who fell in love with him. So, we made up. The next day, Kazuma-kun also stopped coming to school. Are you really alright? Your body is trembling. Is the air conditioning too cold? Shall I turn it off? You're fine. I see. Then, let's continue. Sheena senpai's disappeared, now Kazuma's also gone. And now the day after, I told Hiyori-chan the truth. Hiyori-chan cried. She wants to see Kazuma-kun right now. But Kazuma-kun is already no longer here. But I did my best so that Kazuma-kun and Hiyori-chan could meet again. I tried my hardest to find a way. So I told Hiyori-chan about Kazuma-kun's location. Hiyori-chan also stopped coming to school. I'm sure they ran away and eloped together. I think they forgave each other and ran away to some faraway place. As for me, I understand. After all, they're my best friends. After all, I love them very much. I'm sure that other people can't understand. Only I understand. In the whole world, just one person. Just me. Oh my, it's already this late. I guess we talked longer than I thought. Oh, right. Would you like to join me for dinner? Actually, I live all by myself. My parents are abroad on some business, so I've been living alone for a long time. Eh? You want to go home now? No, you can't. Didn't you agree to properly hear me out to the very end? And didn't I say there's no turning back, okay? So why should I send you home now? Shall we have dinner together? As it turns out, I bought too much meat right now. It's too much for someone living alone to eat it all. Won't you help me? Hey, class president. You kept your promise, right? When you came here, you made sure that no one saw you. You didn't tell anyone that you were coming here. Like I told you, you're a smart person. The three people's disappearance. You have a strong sense of justice, so I knew you'd be investigating the case on your own. But you didn't know I had connections with all three of them, did you? So I thought that I'd be the last person you'd come to. And lo and behold, I was right. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt that you would keep your word this time. Because you don't know me very well. But still, you thought that if you came here, you might find something. You've been diligent, honest, keeping your word. So it was very easy for me to take my time. But the truth is, it doesn't really matter that much. You were a completely good person. You could have left at any time. You had, by your own volition, chosen to open the door. I don't know if it was out of curiosity or out of the goodness of your heart, but it doesn't really matter now that I think about it. I'm going to grill some meat now. You're smart, so you know what's going on, don't you? Hee hee. You're shaking so much. Aren't you cold? As I thought, should I turn off the air conditioning? I don't think you need to force yourself. I see. You can take a look around the house if you want. Just please don't enter my room. Because over there, Kazuma-kun and Hiyori-chan are there. That's right. You must be thirsty. Can I get you another tomato juice? So you don't need it. I see. That's too bad. Plip-plop. The sound of dripping water. But it's not just any water. It's bright red water. Crunch. I took the meat on the plate and put it to my mouth. Nom nom. Nom nom! Gulp. Delicious. Ah, the amount of meat has increased again. It's the beginning of the meat life again, even though I've consumed most of the meat from last time. Oh, right, there's that. An important habit I remembered that I hadn't done today. I served 2 people's portions of meat on a plate and went to my room. Sorry to keep you waiting. You must be hungry, aren't you? My room is dyed in red. In a room as cold as a freezer, there are 2 people. I put the plate of meat on the desk. Today, the class president came today. But he left just now. I spoke to the void. Naturally, no one answered. Hee, is that so? But still, I'm happy. Yes, it is. It's fun. It's happy. My wish for the 2 of them to be happy. I hope to be by their side. This is my happiness. I will never let anyone else get in my way. I won't let them destroy my happiness again. I stare at them. What I see is something very beautiful shaped like people. I love them very much. I wanted to protect them at all costs. They are the people I love most of all. Let's stay together forever and ever, Kazuma-kun, Hiyori-chan. I'll do anything to make that happen. The 2 of you. I love you. I was always alone. Since I was little, I've always been alone. So people keep telling me I was creepy. My own father always punched me. Of course. What? Come on. Kicked me, stabbed me. My own mother told me that I was bitter and spiteful and denied my existence. I was always alone. But there was just 2 people who were important to me. A cheerful, lively girl who is my exact opposite. A cool boy who's popular with everyone. The people who gave me a place to stay when I was all alone. All I needed was those 2. No matter how much people hated me, as long as I had them, that was all that mattered. One day, my parents continued to abuse me. My body. I was not even given the sustenance I needed to live. That must have been my limit. My mind and body were in constant pain, so some screws must have come loose. So, it's like that. Those 2. Gentle, gentle people. The people who I loved. They would save even someone like me. Someone like me whose screws came loose by my own hand. But I had already gone mad. I couldn't eat anything normal anymore. Instead, I'd become someone who wanted to eat strange things. To start off, How about eating something that was once human? The remnants of the things that called themselves parents. The first time I ate the meat, it was very, very delicious. More. I wanted to eat more of it, and different kinds too. Even though I changed, the two of them never left me. I was really, really happy about that. I, who had been freed from the shackles of my parents. Those two who shared the burden of the cross of my sin. We are bound together by a bond that others will never understand. Even if I fell in love with someone, even if the three of us became two in one, I was fine with that. Because I loved the two of them. Even if those two were the only people in the world. I didn't need anything else. So I will not forgive anything that interferes with our happiness. Even if it all ends one day, I want us to be happy until the very end. You two, truly. I love you. Huh. Demos for other games. Hey, look at that. It's a different image. Special? What in the world? I didn't know that they did these. All right, I wonder what happens if we start the game, but then we just leave. Open the door. You crazy idiot. You've decided to open the door. How could you? Go back home. And a peaceful after school. And then the thing just closes. Oh, okay, open again. Boop, boop. Oh, it's so happy. Kind of. Huh. Look at her eat the meat. That's gross. What are these backgrounds? Huh. Alright, so that was Daisuke the Her Adonis. I mean, there was definitely the feeling of a normal Charon game there. It could have been just the fact that it was the artwork that Charon did that just kind of has this nostalgic, gore-filled, I don't know, feeling behind all of it. But the writing was pretty on par with what I expected from a Charon game. So, I don't know how interesting this particular next part is, but something that I've been interested for many, many, many years now is a style of writing that's kind of Eastern in nature. The interest actually started with haiku, and that's where I was first introduced to it, and then it was built into all kinds of Miyazaki films. It's just basically something to look out for. It's called Kisho Tenketsu. There was actually, coincidentally, a video on another channel where they were talking about Nintendo games. I mean, it's everywhere. And basically what it is you start off with an idea, you build upon that idea where people feel like they have this exact understanding of what's going on, and then you have a twist. You have a different perspective. It's not a surprise. That's not the right word. You're forcing or interweaving a completely different perspective, so you have to look at everything completely fresh. The ending could be real short or it could be real long. It's just the fact that it's another part where you mix the two perspectives together into one. That's Kisho Tenketsu. It's super, super popular in manga and anime, and clearly it's very popular in games and, well, okay. So this, when it's done artistically, I have a lot of respect for that when it's done really, really well. Here in this game, the 10, right, the Kisho Tenketsu, where they added the different perspective, you probably heard it in my voice. It was just so sprung, where it was just like, oh, my father beat me. Oh, I ate meat because I was abused. It's like, you could have gave it a little bit more. than just that. Because then with that different perspective, it's like, oh, okay, so now I'm looking at it from her perspective as opposed to the class president's. It immediately switched to her perspective, right? It was very, I don't know what the word would be, very on the nose, very too obvious, I guess. I mean, it still followed the pattern. It was still interesting to see, and it still had that uniquely anime style writing to it, but I feel like there was definitely a better, more deliberate way or more artistic way of interweaving a different perspective. But it was supposed to be short. It definitely had the Charon feel. It was funny. I mean, I basically knew the second she said down tomato juice that we were going to be drinking blood. So that's how you know that you had a Charon game. So, all right, that's going to be it for Daisuke, the Her Adonis. I'm going to be looking for games to play. There'll be a vote here pretty soon. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.